Hand clap to the massive brothers and sisters. We are finally back. We finally made it to the second reaction video I've dropped on this YouTube platform. Welcome once again to another one on the one and only Mystelics Reacts channel. Big up, brothers and sisters, for definitely tuning into these vibrations. And of course, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. I would appreciate that right there. And of course, subscribe. Turn on that post notification, brothers and sisters. Of course, when you do so, helping this here channel to grow further and further. And of course, so you'll be notified when I drop my videos right there and then. So definitely subscribe, brothers and sisters. And of course, like I indicated before, don't forget to do what? Click the thumbs up button. Click the like button right there. Anyways, brothers and sisters, without further ado, let us get into the vibrations for the day. Hopefully, guys, I don't want to keep a long vibrations on this video because the previous one was kind of long. But of course, this is something that I have to point out right there for the individual who actually filmed this. I would like the individual who filmed the situation. Of course, this situation surrounded the bus protest that was happening in Canefield, and for some reason or the other, the police officers were acting up. Now, the individual that filmed this, please contact me right there. I would like to get an information from you right there. It's a matter of life and death. Well, the possibility of that is definitely there, brothers and sisters. So, the individual who filmed this video, please contact me right there, either on BrBpTV@gmail.com or on Instagram or on Facebook. Message, well, Facebook, something that I don't really see messages most on Facebook, but hit me up, brothers and sisters, the individual who filmed this video. Let me show you guys right there. This was the situation.
Look at nonsense.
The person that's saying look at nonsense might be the one who filmed this. If you know this individual, let me know as well.
Look at nonsense.
But this was very crazy right there, what was happening. When I did the story of these guys, the individual that the police is firing lick foot behind, brothers and sisters, the individual in question was actually helping the police officers. For some reason or the other, there was some squabble that seemed to have taken place, you know, in helping the police officers. And the police officers ended up turning on them without actually thinking what was going to happen right there. So they were doing all sorts of crazy stuff. For them had to blow out some of the things because YouTube is there. Still YouTube, you know. But, and then a pellet was let go, brothers and sisters, in the air. And then things escalated. The individual actually was knocked out. So that was quite intense stuff right there. Very intense stuff. I think police officers need better training because this video has been circulating for a while. It has been a minute since this video was out. But this video was sent to me again. And of course, I would like the individual who created this here video, please contact me. Or if you know who filmed this, guys, please let me know. Either on Instagram, these are most of the places where I get to see stuff. Instagram or on WhatsApp. If you have me on WhatsApp, hit me up on WhatsApp as well. Facebook is another one, but you know, not always the best on Facebook. Right there, brothers and sisters. So the individual who filmed this, please contact me. And of course, you know, I will hit you up and then, you know, you will know why I really requested this. The individual who filmed this right there. Anyways, brothers and sisters, we're moving along in that regard. Of course, a number of persons are relating to the United States when you watch my videos. Keep in mind, guys, the first Dominica, sometimes it flips. Dominica sometimes is the first, then the United States is the first, I guess, depending on the month. But, brothers and sisters, United States, pretty much, most people tend to watch my videos from the United States when it comes up to this here video. The second one is Dominica. Then the third one is the United Kingdom. The fourth one is Canada. Then you have other Caribbean islands, St. Martin. You have Wales, Antigua. You have a number of the places right there, St. Lucia. A number of persons tend to watch my videos from across the Caribbean, but it flips. So individuals tell me, Mystelics is not America, you're talking about what I've done. Yeah, this also pertains to me as well. Alright, brothers and sisters. Anyways, individuals have been happy and talking about, you know, what's his name again? Joe Biden. Joe Biden resigned and blah, blah, blah. And as a result of this, you know, $81 million came out into the first 24 hours as presidential campaign and candidate. Keep in mind, she's presidential candidate, not the presidential nominated candidate. There's a huge difference right there. So she has to go for the grind, as usual. This is going to be interesting how this is going to happen because Seems like the primaries have to be revamped again so they can go through the whole grind to see exactly who they're going to be putting, or they're going to find a way to see if they can just propel her up, man. Bob, just put her there, you know. That's another thing right there. But of course, a number of persons were saying, Mystelics, but look at this now. Breaking news, according to news CBS polling, Kamala Harris has opened up a whopping 62 to 37% lead on Donald Trump among young voters. Interesting. They are indicating that the Democratic Party is inspired and ready to defeat Donald Trump right there. Of course, these are young persons, not everybody. And of course, this is what we are seeing right there. So apparently the black voters, 76, Donald Trump 21. Ooh. Then you have voters 18 to 29, focused in 62%, 37, and 52, 47 women voters right there. Now, brothers and sisters, there's something that a number of persons seem to miss. This is not the entirety. For of course, individuals who would know that Kamala has the worst rating ever in the history of vice presidencies. In the history of American history, brothers and sisters, she has the worst. All of a sudden, bow, she is the best thing to run in the primaries of 2020, brothers and sisters. You know what's the worst? Kamala. She had 2% and she dropped by -2. She was last Kakarat, brothers and sisters. But there's something individuals seem to be missing, and it seems like they did this willfully. For individuals who cannot see properly, let me make it bigger for you. All right. Brothers and sisters, these polling ratings that you're seeing is only for 2 days. July 16th, 17th, July 16th to 18th. 2 days or 3 days, whichever you want to call it, right there. This is not for the entirety thing, brothers and sisters. Donald Trump could be 70 and she's like 20. The last I think she was 23%. Joe Biden was 32 or 33%. And Donald Trump was like 40 or 50 or whatever it is. But she's way down there, brothers. She's way down there. Obviously, she's got a little momentum, which is good. But on the basis of the entirety thing versus 2 or 3 days, there's a huge difference. They are calculating this from the beginning, July 16th to July 18th. So individuals want to say, oh, wow, look at it. You have to understand, brothers and sisters, this is from July 16th to July 18th. Not from 2020 to 2024 or from whatever. It's 2 days, brothers and sisters. 2 days. Okay, so I just had to point this out for a number of persons. And for those of you who track record of Kamala, you never ever think of supporting that woman. This woman was known to literally keep black people down in California. About 1,500 black people she kept as a result of the Mary Jane. She kept, and then there's another string of events where she forced a number of persons who did their time to stay much longer so that the city can use them as free labor. She, black people, keep in mind, brothers and sisters, and I indicated this in a group right there. I want you guys to pay attention very closely to this one. Kamala Harris is known as an Indian American. She never started calling herself a black American until campaign towards the black vote in the United States. That's when she started this. Back in 2010, she was the first Indian American. You can type it in on Google. Type it in. She never considered herself to be black. She considered herself to be Indian. Her father is Jamaican. Her mother is Indian. She grew up in the Indian society. So she didn't even grow up in black American society. She grew up as an Indian, completely away from black people. It's only when she started campaigning, she got into the whole program. So I see a number of Dominicans trying to support. That's why I say Dominican labor rights have a lot of problems. Not just labor rights, you know, but people in general, when they don't understand the full fact or the history behind somebody, they just jump on board because that person looks like you. Just like there's a story of the axe. The axe convinced the tree that it was one of them because it was made out of wood. Just like the trees are made out of wood, brothers and sisters. Or the tree, or the wood is made out of tree. I'm just playing. But the axe convinced the trees that it was one of them. And it was the one cutting them down bit by bit, brothers and sisters. I think that is a problem that I've noticed in the black neighborhoods, even in Dominica and the Caribbean as well. The people who are not good for us are the ones who we tend to support. Well, in the Caribbean, they're using trickery and bribery and treating all these kind of things there. But there are still people in Dominica voting for their oppressors. It's the same thing that we're seeing looking at Kamala's track record, brothers and sisters. She had a tainted track record. And before that, she was... I would never should say that because she was somebody's concubine. She was somebody's concubine back in the day, taking pictures. She have chain on her neck and somebody have her like he's a dog and they walking about and blah blah blah. Hey, if that's what you into, that's what you into. But understanding for somebody to be running as a president of the United States, come on. The one who was doing last Kakarat in the primaries 2020, you can Google it, you know. The one who never considered herself to be black until she started running for the campaign. Really? Election campaign? Type in first Indian American senator. Go on Google. You will see what she considered herself back in the day. No, right now it's all about that black people because they're trying to get the black vote, brothers and sisters. It's very vital in that regard. But I must point out this rating that you've seen right there. A number of persons saying, hey, look at this, look at that. They're giving people false sense of reality. This is from July 16th to July 18th. That's when they did the poll. And the poll is amongst what was happening around that time, not the overall thing. So if Kamala is at 32, she might end up getting 34%. And Donald Trump is at 60-something. He's still at 60-something. She's at 32. But because of the 2 days that they're looking at, not the full thing, then based off that 2 days, they literally have it there. Total likely vote between these times, July 16th to 18th. That's what they're talking about, brothers and sisters. So I have to point this out right there because a number of persons talking about these things and saying, yeah, great. Why are humans like this? Anyways, brothers and sisters, there's something in the nature of the Caribbean. Of course, we must point out kudos to ANETTE SANFORD for definitely winning the KALINAGO chief elections with 697 minus 5. They say 5 rejected ballots. The election was held today. Congratulations are in order. Now, a number of persons have been making some statements, and I think it's valid to make these statements right there. Of course, ANETTE herself has made these statements, and she's indicating, I say very little. She does. She says very little. But always do what I must. So her actions is speaking louder than her words. And I say this to scared regime. The Salibia constituency will not be silent anymore. Leave my brother, Dr. Thomas, alone. We will speak out. I want to know what's going on. I really, really want to know what's going on right there. Of course, this was in 2019, and it seems like they finally have the privilege to actually go after what's happening there. So I'm guessing we'll see what's going to happen as time goes by. This was 4 years ago, brothers and sisters. So 5. Mathematics is a little off today. That's crazy. But anyways, we will fight for our right. We will vote you out. Clean sweep too much garbage in our beautiful country right there. So that was a statement that she made. It seems like she's really saying, you know what? Until I get that position, and I will one day. And she did get that position. And it seems like she's going to be going after a number of individuals in that regard right there. But I must point out something very interesting that I saw. And I think a number of persons need to take this into account. It's all about the electoral reform situation. But of course, brothers and sisters, this individual is saying, I don't know if Dominicans will understand what happened there. But I will try my very, very best to give an explanation as much as this individual can. This KALINAGO chief position has been running a campaign for more than 3 months. The nominees of the DLP were every day in the kitty giving out plywood. So instead of fixing the economy, they're giving you plywood in these modern times, brothers and sisters. Plywood and nail that you cannot afford. So they're giving you plywood, nails, galvanized doors, windows, wood, brothers and sisters. Sheetrock. That winter, but the sheetrock, $300 they're giving some of all you. $150 and Roman conchals, man. They're giving you Roman conchals for your vote to keep you oppressed It's very interesting when you look at the human entity, brothers and sisters. They're giving you rum and conkles. My goodness gracious. Rum and conkles. My God. Kalinago people, I remember back in the day, they were telling me, they were saying that it was the United Workers' Party people that were giving Kalinago people rum. Yes, you remember that? If not, I do. Yes, I definitely do. But apparently, they are the ones who were doing this. Brothers and sisters, it's kind of like how they always blame somebody else for doing the very thing that they're doing. But they're trying to shift the blame from them to somebody else. Remember when I had the podcast with Roosevelt's Douglas son, Mr. Cabral Douglas? Yes. And Mr. Cabral Douglas saying, when you DLP was back in the day, they were saying how they're going to be painting the jail cells blue. Because they were saying that the United Workers' Party was under serious corruption. So they won the ticket under an anti-corruption regime, trying to hold individuals accountable to corruption. And today, the very team is leading the Caribbean in absolute corruption. So they're saying somebody else is doing it, but they are the ones doing it. Same thing there. Talking about the United Workers' Party giving Kalinago people rum. They say that on the radio, I hear them, you know. Then people come in and say too, all you don't have give Kalinago people rum. But look at there, brothers and sisters. People have observed. They come in and give you plywood and piece of wood with some nail, brothers and sisters. They don't say about the hurricane resistant thing now. They say they're going to be doing what? Giving people screws. The screws people supposed to be using. But no, they're giving you plywood and wood and window and nails. They don't even see screws there. Sheet rock, Mesami, when hurricane come. I want to know how your sheet rock hurricane proof going to stand against those things right there. And giving $300, $300, $150. Roman conkles, my God. Conkles. You mean to tell me you have to get conkles for your vote? Anyways, brothers and sisters, the people of the KT took all that they could get from, yes, as they should. That's why I always encourage individuals. They're giving you back your money. They're giving you back your money and they're making you feel like it's from them it coming out. Do you think it's carrot salary and there's people giving you their money? They're using the very country money to give you so you can give it back to them and make you feel like you get money. Well, you understand how money works? You see. Anyways, the people of the Kalinago took everything. And apparently they bled the DLP candidates dry. And when they finished, they still voted for Mrs. ANETTE SANFORD, as they should. That's what they should have. That's what all elections should be like. When they're coming around and they're giving you all sorts of things, take it. Take it. Oh, thank you, sir. I will be voting for you on Monday. And then you come on Monday and you vote against them. That's how it should be. Right there. Because election is not about bribery and treating. It's about being fair and showing equal representation, that of which the people need to choose who they want to have running their affairs. Anyways, brothers and sisters, so Mrs. ANETTE SANFORD won by a landslide, brothers and sisters. You know why? Because the KT people are smart. They played their chief game this time around. Well, I don't know if they're smart or they're getting smart. I think if that is the case, they will be getting smart right there. They took all they could have gotten from Labour and then they did not vote for them. And since Skerrit was unaware of the drastic blow that he was going to get, he didn't import voters from overseas. So there's even import voters from overseas to Kalinago territory. Really? Let it be known and for all to see that without imported voters, Labour cannot win. Well, that's facts. We know that's facts. So the people, that's why I always tell people before, it's not necessarily the overseas voters, it's people in Dominica literally voting for them. The people feeling the blunt here voting for them for a measly $150 and a cement bag. And corn curls, not good for you, but they come in and bring corn curls for you to eat. Boy, oh Lord, corn curls. What a state Dominica has become right there. Anyways, so apparently no overseas voters came. It is time Dominica take a leap from the KT people and learn to take all that you can get from the LP and still vote them out. Well played, KT people. I salute all you. They will respect all you know. Well, all you have ANETTE running things, so you know KALINAGO about to become a city in Dominica. As well, given the funds that are allocated properly, I've heard that there's some $10 million that apparently that vanish from the KALINAGO territory. I guess we'll see where that goes as time goes by. But there's something rather interesting when it comes down to the electoral reform, brothers and sisters. Congratulations, Mr. Ronald Charles is stating to Mrs. Sanford, winner of the KALINAGO territory elections. She did well and has achieved one of her childhood's dream to be elected to a position of significance in the society right there. A couple questions though is asking, did not realize that there was a complete electoral reform to the voting system in the KALINAGO territory. So even though they have elections, electoral reform was not done. Will that be continuing? That should not have taken place at all. But still, she won the seat. Did Scary just give it up to her? To say, hey, look at that. She won her seat. We look what is going on. Look. Huh? Isn't it possible, brothers and sisters? I think it's very much possible. Of course, did not realize that there was a complete electoral reform to the voting system in the KALINAGO territory. What ID cards were used? Was there fraud? Irregardless of who was there, brothers and sisters, did ANETTE commit fraud? Was there any of that sort taking place because electoral reform was not done? I don't think I know ANETTE wouldn't commit fraud, but the question can still be answered. Asked, not answered. Asked, brothers and sisters, was there fraud? Was the ID cards issued, voter ID cards issued? Did the dead people vote? Was the overseas voters? Was the list cleansed a la UWP? I am hearing there may have been entertainment or treating. Is that the case? Right there, brothers and sisters. Is that so? Somebody confirm. But this is another indication of a major flip-flop right there. So kudos to ANETTE. But since electoral reform was not done to truly reflect free and fair elections, brothers and sisters, we must ask the question, was this really free and fair elections? It's not just saying on one side, oh, DLP do this and UWP do. No, brothers and sisters. The fact still remains, was there truly free and fair elections? Since proper electoral reform was not done. See, brothers and sisters, it doesn't matter who wins. The question still is remaining. Was there proper electoral reform done to then reflect the true will of the people? You see, all you want to say, Mystelics is one side, this, and not one side, brothers and sisters. That is facts. That is facts. Yesterday when I was doing the reaction, I thought of that. But I didn't mention it because there was no reaction relevance to it. But we have one right there. So the question here is, was the elections in the KALINAGO territory free and fair? Despite who won it, brothers and sisters, was it free and fair? What do you think, guys? What are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. But the questions have been asked. Was there fraud? Was there voter ID cards? Did dead people vote? Was the electoral registration list cleared? Was there entertainment? Was there treating? Was there bribery taking place? In that regard right there. From other accounts, we see that there was some sort of treating and bribery taking place. People getting $150, $200, $300, under the DLP ticket, it seems. I think where they foopered was they probably did not bring in overseas voters to come and tilt the scale. Other people are fed up and decided, you know what, regardless of that, I'm still going to take it and go. But the electoral reform list is still not properly done. Therefore, I cannot say that free and fair elections was done. I am very happy that Mrs. ANETTE Sanford won, but the question still remains, was it a reflection, a true reflection of the people? So when you meet me, they'll say, oh, Mystelics, look at this and that, this and that. It doesn't matter who won. if we have to create a free and fair playing field, it must be done. And for it to be done, it must have voter ID cards, cleansing of the voters list, re-registration of individuals, you know, who are eligible to vote. In Dominica, you know, it needs to be, they're not, fraud and treating and bribery needs to be specified. So look, giving of monies and these things is treating. It should not be done. Even though DLP lose, they still was doing, giving people plywood, nails, galvanized doors, windows, wood. You mean to tell me it stinks so bad in the Kalinago territory? You have to be getting sheet rock, nails, plywood for your vote? You mean you cannot afford that in the economy that the DLP has created, and people still voted for DLP? It doesn't matter that, brothers and sisters. Was the free and fair elections done? Let me know your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. There is a boy Mystelics once again. Be real, salute the king. Check out the previous reaction I did in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. And of course, be real, salute the king individually. You have to do that, brothers and sisters. Be positive.